Barberton East families, we are so excited to have you back. And it will be very soon, you'll be back in our building with us again. Our whole staff here at Barberton East has missed you. We've been waiting 5 months to see all of your faces again, and it's gonna happen real soon. But there are gonna be some changes. Those changes are for everybody's safety, for our students, and for our families at home, and for our staff here at Barberton East. It's very important that families and students watch this video together so you understand those changes and everybody takes a role in making Barberton East the safest place to be this year. Families, I want to talk about a couple more things as well that are going to be some changes. First of all of our students this year will be assigned a Chromebook that they will take home every single day with them. You will also be given a charger. The charger will stay at home because we need our Chromebooks 100% charged when they get here first thing in the morning. So those need to be plugged in and charging every single night. Leave the charger at home, bring the Chromebook in your student's backpack every single day. That Chromebook is your and your student's responsibility, so make sure we are taking care of it, treating it the right way. Your students will be taught how to log in and how to get to all the different sites that we use for educational purposes, and we will communicate that to you as well. Please, parents, make sure that your final forms have been completed. We need all of that information to make sure that we can get you a Chromebook, one, and that we have emergency contact information, medical information, everything that we need to make sure that we can keep your students safe. Third, listen for our communications. I will be doing all calls on the phone this year, but also this year we will be doing emails. Our new program, Final Forms, allows for me to email all of our parents. So anything that I put out in calls, you will also get an email. So please check those emails and listen to those calls for any updates about things going on at school or any changes to our schedule along the year as we go through things. We've made many changes within our building to make it a safe place for your students and our staff each and every day. As you look, this is our typical classroom now. We have limited the amount of students that will be in a classroom. All of our desks are 6 feet separated so that our students are appropriately physically distanced from one another. We also have put lines, as you will see later in the video, on the floor as to where students should be walking in the hallway to keep them separated from one another. Families, this year we are also providing each of our students with a water bottle, and we have converted our drinking fountains into water bottle filling stations. Water bottles should be brought every day to school. You can bring the one that we have provided for you, or if you have a water bottle that your child prefers, they can bring that as well. Please make sure that it is only water that is being put in the water bottles. They are only allowed to have water in those bottles. Also, those bottles, if filled when coming to school, should not be put in the same compartment of your backpack as your Chromebook, as that could cause damage to the Chromebook. Some backpacks provide for water bottle stations on the side, or have the water bottle empty and we can fill it when they get to school.
Parents, this year there are 3 things that we need for you to do at home before your child comes to school. First of all, we ask that your child wash their hands for 20 seconds before they leave the house. They need to use soap and water. They need to scrub the back of their hands in between their fingers and get them nice and clean for at least 20 seconds. Secondly, we need them to have their temperature taken. If you do not have a thermometer, we do have some here at the school, so just give us a call and we can make sure you get one. If your student has a fever of 100 or more, they need to stay home. Also, if they're showing any signs or symptoms of an illness, please call the school and let them know that your child will be absent. Finally, your child needs to have a mask to be worn to school every single day. When they wear their mask, it needs to fit nice and cozy over their nose and down to their chin. If your child needs a mask, again, please call the school and we can supply one for you.
You all ready for school today?
Yes.
All right, I see you have your backpack. Do you have your Chromebook that's been charged, your math book in your purple folder?
Yes. Right in.
Perfect. Do you have your mask?
Yes.
All right, remember when you put it on, don't touch the front of it. Put it on with the ear holes. Make sure it's covering your nose and your mouth. All right, one last thing. Gotta take your temperature. All right, you are normal. All right, so you're off to school. Have a great day.
Bye.
Parents, don't forget that when you take your child's temperature, if it is above 100, they do need to stay home for 72 hours. And remember to call the school and let them know why your child will not be there.
To avoid large groups this year, we will be having our breakfast and our lunches served in our classrooms. Students are still able to choose to buy lunch or to pack their own lunch. Now we are going to talk about arriving to school and some of the changes about where students will be entering the building and where they will be going once they enter the building. One big change this year is all students, once you enter the building, will be going directly to your classroom. Directly to your classroom and directly to your desk. When dropping off car riders in the morning for kindergarten, you will pull onto 3rd Street off of Robinson Avenue. When dropping off a kindergartner in the kindergarten loop, please wait for a staff member to welcome the student. Kindergarten students will enter the building into the kindergarten hallway. First grade car riders will be dropped off in the back loop off of 3rd Street. As you arrive for drop-off in the morning, students must stay in the car until welcomed by a staff member. Second and third grade students will be dropped off in the back loop off of 2nd Street. Second grade students should be dropped off between 9:15 and 9:30 a.m. Third grade students should be dropped off between 8:45 and 9 a.m. Again, students will wait in the car until a staff member welcomes them. All first, second, and third grade students will enter the building through the S10 doors. Fourth grade students will be using the same loop as kindergarten students. However, remember our 4th grade drop-off time is from 8:45 to 9, and our kindergarten drop-off time is from 9:15 to 9:30. 4th grade students, you will enter through the E4 doors. There will be a staff member there to guide you.
Good morning. Remember to go upstairs.
Once we enter the building, we follow the white lines to our classroom. Always walking on the right side, masks on and hands to ourselves. When entering the classroom, we use hand sanitizer and go directly to our desk.
When the bus arrives at your stop, wait for the hand signal from the driver before boarding the bus. Students will receive assigned seats from the bus driver. The first students on will sit towards the back of the bus, filling up the bus from back to front, with the last student on the bus sitting near the front. No students should be passing other students in the bus aisle. When arriving at school, remember to stay seated. Students sitting in the front will be dismissed first. No students should be passing other students in the aisle. Students sitting near the back will be dismissed last.
Students, when you come in off the bus, you will go directly to your classroom this year. You will follow the white lines on the floor that will direct you directly to your classroom. Let's follow a kindergartner to their class. Notice our masks are on. We are keeping 6 feet away from all other students. As we're walking in the halls, we are not touching the walls. We are staying on the right side of the hallway on the white line. As we enter our classroom, we sanitize our hands. We go directly to our desk, have a seat, and listen for instructions from our teacher. Let's follow a first grade student to class. Remember, first graders are in our main hallway, so you will not need to use the stairs. However, you will need to make sure you are following that white line, staying on the right side of the hallway. Your mask must always be on and your hands must always be to yourself. As you enter your classroom, make sure you sanitize your hands and go directly to your seat. We're now going to follow a second grade busser to their classroom. This year, our stairs that are by the main lobby area are only upstairs. So since our second graders need to go downstairs, they will need to follow their white line to the end of the hallway to our downstairs. Our back stairs are our down-only stairs. Let's follow a third grade student to class. Remember, we are walking on the right side of the hallway and following the white lines to our room. As we walk in the halls, our hands are to ourselves, our masks are always on, and we are following that white line. Third grade students, remember, some third grade classrooms are upstairs and some third grade classrooms are downstairs. So once you know your classroom, that will help you to get to your room in the morning. Our first set of stairs, remember, are up only. So that would take you to Mrs. Svensson. Miss Vinay, or Mrs. Norris's third grade class? Let's follow a third grade student to Mrs. Norris's room. If you are a third grade student and have Mrs. Codispoti, Mrs. Carlucci, Mrs. Chisnell, or Mrs. Hornbeck, your classroom will be downstairs. So you cannot use these stairs. You will need to walk to the end of the hall and use our downstairs. Let's follow a third grade student to Mrs. Carlucci's room. Now let's follow a fourth grade busser to their class. Families, now that you've seen what arrival is going to look like, just a few notes about dismissal here at Barberton East. The dismissal loops are the same as the arrival loops. So our kindergartners will be picked up on the side loop off of 3rd Street. So will our 4th graders. Our 1st graders will be picked up in the back loop off of 3rd Street. And then our 2nd and 3rd graders will be picked up in the back loop off of 2nd Street. Now remember, dismissal for our older students, which is our 3rd and 4th grade students, will begin approximately 3:05 to 3:10. You cannot pick up your K1-2 students at that time, only your 3rd and 4th grade students. If you have both a 3rd and a 4th grader, they will go with 3rd graders. They will go with the younger sibling. For our kindergarten 1st and 2nd graders, the pickup time begins approximately 3:35. Again, you will not be able to pick your 3rd and 4th graders up at that time. They will have already been picked up at the earlier time. If you have more than one student in K1 or 2, they will be at the youngest siblings loop. As you are leaving school each day and heading to your bus, you will find your assigned seat number written on the concrete. Remember, we always want to try to keep that 6-foot spacing. Once you're on your seat number, you will wait for the bus driver to invite you
When
onto
boarding
the
the bus at school, remember to stay physically distant from other students when getting on the bus. Get your own hand sanitizer. Keep your mask on at all times. Go immediately to your seat and stay seated facing forward the entire ride. When you reach your bus stop, remember to let other students sitting in front of you exit the bus first. There should be no students passing other students in the aisle. When you reach your designated place of safety, remember to stay there until the bus driver either pulls away or, if crossing the street, they tell you to do so. Maintain physical distancing with all students while you're at the bus stop.
I know we've showed you a lot of changes, but one thing that remains the same is doing our job here in the Barberton schools. And remember, doing your job at Barberton East means being respectful, being responsible and safe, and being ready to learn. If parents, guardians, families, if you have any questions about anything from the video or the start of this school year, do not hesitate to give the school a call. Talk to myself, Mrs. McGee, Mrs. Miller, our head secretary. The number here at the school, 330-745-5492. We can do this. We look forward to seeing all of our wonderful students again, and we miss you, and we could not be more excited to have you back.
Welcome back, Barberton East.
Welcome back, Barberton East.
Welcome back, Barberton East.